Hey, Mom. Guess what? I won tickets to the Tea Party event. It's for my favorite singer's fan club event.
Wasn't that the one you were talking about a while ago?
Yes. They announced the winners today, and I won the tickets. I'm so happy.
Well, that's great. You've been wanting to go to that for a while, right?
I'm really happy, but I'm already super nervous right now.
Why, though?
Because I'll get to meet my crush in 3 months. I'm getting nervous just thinking about it.
Oh, just enjoy it.
Exams are over, so it's okay to go, right?
Of course, it's like a great reward for you. But can you afford the ticket, though? Isn't it expensive?
I've been saving up allowance money, so I'll be fine. I can pay for it myself.
Wow, you're awesome. Just go and have a blast.
Yeah, but there's something I'm worried about.
What is it?
Since it's a tea party, I have to dress up. School uniform won't cut it, right?
True. I think it's better to dress nicely. It's a special tea party after all, and your crush will be there.
You're right. Maybe a party dress? But they're so expensive to buy.
Something classy would be good. Mom will cover it. It's a reward for your hard work and exams.
But it feels like a waste to buy one. I won't have another occasion to wear a party dress. Maybe someone could lend me one.
Anyone come to mind? My dresses won't fit you.
Mom's stuff looks too mature for a middle schooler, right? Plus, it probably won't fit me.
Yeah, I guess. How about a dress, then? Dresses are considered formal, too.
You mean your dress? Do you have one that would fit me?
I have one that I got as a keepsake from Grandma. It has a cute pattern, and I think it would suit you if you wore it.
But it's Grandma's. I'd be scared to get it dirty. Do you think it's okay if I really borrow it?
Oh, don't worry about that. It's better to wear it than keep it locked away. Mom wore it when she was young, too. I think Grandma in heaven would be happy if you wore it. If you like the idea, why not go for it?
Okay then, let's go with the dress. I've always wanted to try wearing one. Do you think it'll look good on me?
Oh, you'll definitely look great. And since you don't get many chances to wear a vintage dress, it's a good opportunity. You might stand out at the tea party, and your favorite singer might notice you too.
Alright then, I'm going for it. So excited!
You can also get your hair done at the salon. Since it's a special occasion, dress up and go for it.
Really?
This time, it's okay to splurge.
Mom, thank you. There's still 3 months until the event, so I'll grow out my hair. I also want to try doing makeup. Can you help me with that?
Sure thing, I'll make you look cute. Let me know what kind of makeup you'd like.
Okay, I'll think about it. I'm so excited.
Don't forget about the hairstyle.
True. Oh, can I meet my friends before the event? And I want to show Grandpa too. It feels like a waste to get all dolled up just for the event.
Your dad's dad?
Yeah. I want him to see me in my kimono. I'll send pictures to Mom's dad since he's far away.
Makes sense. Let's plan that for the day of the event. Hey, do you have plans for the 18th, 3 months from now? Can my daughter come over to visit you? Sure, but is she coming alone? Yes. Will my father-in-law be there then? My daughter wants to show him her vintage dress. Why a dress? She won tickets to a tea party event for her favorite singer's fan club. She needs to dress up, so she decided on a dress. She wants to show everyone her dress before going to the event. Oh, she mentioned being in the singer's fan club, but what's a tea party? Sounds old-fashioned. Our daughter takes after her dad. Her hobbies have always been mature. So the fan club seems to attract older fans. Your daughter is such an old-fashioned middle schooler. Did she really buy a dress? She's not wearing the one from when she was a kid, right? No, it's not like that. It's the dress my mom gave her before she passed away last year. Your mom's kimono? How old is that thing? It was bought several decades ago. Oh, there's no way a middle schooler can pull off something that old. It'll make her look like an old lady. You should stop her. It's embarrassing. The dress is in good condition, so it's fine. The pattern is timeless and works well even today. Plus, my daughter is tall and mature looking, so I think it suits her. I see. But isn't it out of place for a kid to go to such a place? And tickets must be expensive, right? Well, they're about $300 USD. That much? Oh, that's too pricey. Oh, seems like a waste. She's quite cheeky for a middle schooler. But she saved up her allowance to pay for it herself. She's been saving diligently for this. So please, don't worry. It's not a waste. It's like a little reward for finishing her exams early. Oh, I see. Well, if that's the case, it's okay then. She probably does look good in a vintage dress. She's more mature looking, almost like she's older than she is. Oh, that's not true. Oh, really? My son and relatives keep saying you and your kid are beauties, but honestly, I think she just looks mature for her age. I'll admit she's got a good figure, though. Is that so? Unlike me, with my baby face, vintage fits don't suit me at all. So I envy those who can pull them off. I bet that kimono was expensive back when your mom got it, right? They said your mom was from a wealthy family. It's just an old dress now, but it's filled with memories. I used to wear it to family weddings and such. So I'm glad my daughter can wear it too. Oh, come to think of it, the 18th, 3 months from now, is a day my husband won't be around. I'm planning a hot springs trip with some old friends. Oh, I see. Well, that's too bad. My daughter was really looking forward to showing Grandpa. But I'd still love to see her in that dress. So I want to take pictures for my husband, too. Even if he's not here, I am, so please come. Are you sure? Wasn't she planning to come with just me? No, oh, that's not the case at all. I'll let my daughter know. Looking forward to it. Hey, Clara. Oh, your feet aren't hurting, are they? Don't walk with your legs too far apart or it'll mess up your dress's arrangement.
Mom, I'm sorry. I got the dress dirty. Grandma accidentally spilled coffee on me from her fall.
Who did this to you?
Grandma.
Why would Grandma do such a thing to you?
She tripped and spilled her coffee on me, but it felt like she did it on purpose. I was all covered in coffee and she was laughing. Seemed like she was having a great time.
What?
This is so unfair. Why would she do something like that? I got all dressed up and now...
Anyway, we've got to fix this somehow. Did you wipe off the coffee?
I tried, but it left a stain. My hair and makeup are ruined too. I can't go to the tea party event like this. What should I do?
What time does the event start?
It starts at 2 p.m. I'm already running out of time.
Oh, we can still make it work.
It's impossible. There's no time to go buy new clothes, and my hair and makeup are a mess.
It's okay. I'll go buy new clothes right now and we'll go back to the salon again. We still have 3 hours. We can do this. I'll come pick you up in the car right away.
All right. But what about the dress? It's stained. I can't wear it anymore, right?
Oh, don't worry. We can get it cleaned and it'll be fine. For now, let's hurry up and get ready. Are you still at Grandma's house?
I was so upset I had to get out. I'm at the convenience store near Grandma's house.
Got it. I'll come pick you up right away, so wait for me. Mother-in-law? What were you thinking? I heard you poured coffee all over my daughter's head. I'm sorry, dear. I was trying to bring her some coffee and I tripped. My legs have been weak lately. It was an accident. I see. So, did she still make it to the tea party event? She didn't go like that, did she? It would have been embarrassing for her to show up like that. Did she end up giving up on the tea party? Oh, if so, I feel terrible about it. No way. We rushed and got her ready again. We went back to the salon in a hurry and they redid her hair quickly when we explained the situation. She ended up wearing regular clothes because the dress got stained, though. I'm glad she made it in time. I really didn't mean to do it, so please forgive me. Really? But when the coffee spilled on her, you were laughing, weren't you? It was just that she looked so funny all covered in coffee. It was hilariously ugly. Seeing her dumbfounded expression made me laugh so hard I couldn't stop. Well, that's awful. She was hurt and crying the whole time. Did you even think about how she must have felt? Oh, she's so sensitive to get hurt over something like this. It's because she was raised too soft by you, I'm sure. She was really looking forward to that, and you ruined it. Of course she'd be hurt. I understand why she'd want to cry. If I were in her shoes, I'd cry too. Oh, but come on, accidents happen. And that kimono was a keepsake from her grandmother. It's something precious, filled with memories of her grandmother. Even so, it's just an old raggedy kimono that wouldn't fetch a dime even if you sold it. Why would you say something so cruel? If it were a brand new fursuit, I'd get it. But you should just toss out those old things. I saw it too, and I couldn't call it cute. You think it's not cute? Maybe when you first bought it, it was an expensive and cute dress. But it just doesn't fit in this day and age. It's just old-fashioned. Or maybe it looked like that because the person wearing it doesn't measure up. What is with you lately? Nothing but rude remarks? You don't seem to regret what you did to my daughter, do you? It's unfortunate she got coffee spilled on her, but honestly, it suited your daughter. That dress didn't suit her at all, so changing was the right call. Thanks to me, she didn't have to face embarrassment. I get it. You don't like me. You have a problem with me. But don't take it out on my daughter. Bullying? I haven't done anything like that. You're really paranoid, aren't you? It's annoying. This is paranoia. You hurt my daughter. That's a fact. I'm saying I didn't do it on purpose. And that dress was practically just a rag to begin with. Don't make a fuss over a little dirt. I'll take the dress to the cleaners. You'll cover the cleaning bill, right? No need to take such a dress to the cleaners. Just toss it out already. It's a waste of money to spend on something like that. You're saying even if something is precious, if it gets dirty, just throw it away? Exactly, it's common sense. All right. I see, that's your way of thinking. That's right. It's already dirty, so you should just give it up and throw it away, no matter what it is. Got it. Well, it's disappointing, but I'll discard it then. That's for the best. No matter how much you cherish it, to others it's practically trash. Those things just need to be tossed. Hey! What did you tell my husband? I reported today's incident to your husband. Are you okay? He was pretty upset about it. He pushed me into the swamp nearby. On top of that, he threw in my favorite clothes and shoes. How dare he do something so unnecessary? Oh, this is the worst. I didn't do anything. That swamp must be covered in mud, so it probably smells awful. You must stink. You put him up to this, didn't you? Well, I didn't think he would go this far, but you seem to fit right in with that mud. Your personality is twisted and your face is scary. What? Don't get cocky just because you married into this family. You'll regret going against your mother-in-law. Unfortunately, you're no longer a mother-in-law, so I won't hold back. What do you mean I'm not a mother-in-law anymore? You said it's okay to throw away dirty things, right? Since your mom is all muddy and filthy, he's throwing you away. You're getting divorced. What are you talking about? There's no way I'm getting a divorce. He's heading to the city office right now to get the divorce papers. He's serious about it. So your married life is over now. Good job. It can't end without my say. I have no intention of getting divorced. What on earth is my husband thinking? You brought this on yourself. He was furious because you hurt your sweet granddaughter. He said he doesn't want a terrible person like you around. Why is he so angry? I've been apologizing. Your apologies weren't real. You kept making disrespectful remarks about my daughter. That's why he got even angrier at you. I'll apologize properly this time. I'm really sorry. I know you won't sincerely reflect on this, so just accept the divorce. I am reflecting. If my attitude towards you angered him, I'll change from now on. Oh, please stop, my husband. Frankly, your heart is ugly and filthy. Your bad personality is ingrained and you won't change. I want to throw you away quickly because you're like trash. It seems even your father-in-law agrees. What's with that attitude? That is so rude. Superficial apologies mean nothing. Dirty-hearted people aren't welcome in my family. In my eyes, you're not worth caring about. Trash like you should be given up and thrown away. You agree, right? My mother-in-law returned home covered in mud, but she wasn't allowed inside. She cried her eyes out at the front door. Her clothes and shoes, stained and stinking from the mud, couldn't be cleaned and had to be disposed of eventually. Then my husband got involved in this mess too. When he found out his precious daughter had been hurt, he naturally got angry at my mother-in-law and sided with my father-in-law, pushing for divorce strongly. My husband couldn't forgive how harshly my mother-in-law treated me. And without defending his own mother at all, he urged her to accept the divorce, leaving her in tears as she accepted the divorce papers and was kicked out of the house. It was only natural to throw away my mother-in-law, whose heart was thoroughly dirty. On the other hand, the dress was cleaned and beautifully restored. My daughter returned happily with a smile after enjoying the tea ceremony event. Her enthusiasm for that dress didn't fade. She's determined to wear it next time as well. I'm sure my mother would be pleased about that.
Hey, Vanessa, can you talk right now? Is everything okay? I was just messaging to see if you made it to the hospital okay. How are things over there?
Hey, Eric. Yes, I'm at the hospital now. My water broke maybe about a half hour ago now, I think. I don't know. It's all happened so quickly. But the doctor said that the contractions are probably going to start getting closer and closer from here on out. I guess this thing is really happening.
Oh, well, that's a relief to hear. I'm so glad that you're okay. I just want to let you know that I've left work and I'm on my way over there as we speak, okay?
You're already leaving work to come to the hospital and see me? But the contractions aren't even that far apart. I really don't know how long this whole thing is actually going to take, if I'm being honest with you. It could be hours from now before anything really happens.
That's okay with me. I just wanted to make sure that I was by your side for as much of it as I could be. You know that I want to do this together with you as much as we can.
Eric, thank you so much. I don't know what else to say. But I am sorry that you had to go to work at all today and then asked to leave after only working a couple of hours.
It's no problem at all. I really had barely anything to do today anyway. I made sure to get as far ahead of my schedule as I could so I would be okay with this. But we don't need to think about work at all, okay? The only thing that you and I should be focusing on is the baby that you're about to have, our baby.
I know! I really can't believe this is finally going to be happening. But you're right. We really should focus on this more than anything. I'm already starting to get pretty nervous. If I can be honest with you, I just hope that our little baby comes out healthy. That's all I want.
I think it's gonna be fine. Just take deep breaths and I'll be there with you soon.
Oh, I can't wait to see you. You know how long we've talked about finally getting to raise a child of our own? And now that it's finally happening, I just hope that the little one comes out healthy so that we can give it the best life we can.
I know what you mean. I wonder if all parents feel the way that you're feeling right now before this happens. But did something come up to make you especially nervous just now?
Well, it's just that I'm not exactly a spring chicken anymore. And also, Danny was just saying a lot to me. She was saying how she had a friend who had a child at my age and it was born with a birth defect. So, I guess I've had that swimming in my head ever since.
Did my sister really say that to you? Oh, what is her deal? Why would she have to say something like that? She should have known better than to say something like that while you're pregnant. I wish you would have told me about this a little sooner.
It's fine. I'm sure that she was just saying it to try and be helpful. I'm sure that she didn't mean anything by it. So please, don't mention to her that I said anything. I don't want to cause any drama, you know?
You really are too sweet, you know that? I always have to tell myself how lucky I am to be with you. I mean, your parents kicked you out of the house when you were so young, and yet you're still such a kind and empathetic person. I just really admired that about you, you know?
Well, it was just a very hard time for me. It felt like I had no one that I could turn to. I just can't stand the thought of anyone going through what I did.
Well, I still think it's amazing how you can feel that way after all you've been through. But I'm happy that I made you into the person you are today.
Thank you so much, Eric. But right now, we really should be focusing on me delivering this baby. I mean, I think I'm still in the early stages of the whole process, so we'll just have to sit tight until the contractions start to get closer together, I suppose.
So then they haven't really changed at all since you got into the hospital?
I guess not. But they really didn't even start that long ago. I think my cervix is still closed tight and it's going to take some time for the contractions to push through it.
I see. But then you can still eat and all that, okay? There's no stomach problems that come along with having these kind of contractions, right?
I'm still eating like normal. I haven't really noticed any symptoms affecting my appetite or anything like that.
Got it. Well, that all sounds like positive news. Do you want me to bring you anything to eat?
I don't know if I should be having whole meals in this state, if I'm being honest. I would hate to have a full stomach when the contractions really start.
Well, that makes perfect sense, but I could still bring you some small things to snack on while you go through this.
You're right. A little bit of food couldn't hurt, surely. In that case, would you get that tea that I like? And maybe a bit of chocolate. And maybe any other kind of small, light things you think wouldn't be too much on my stomach right now.
You got it. In that case, I'll just stop at the store quickly and then head right to the hospital to see you.
Oh, great. I really can't wait for that, Eric. We've been waiting so long for this, and now it's finally going to happen. Just be careful and don't rush coming over here, okay?
Hey there! If it isn't my sister-in-law. I was just wondering if you'd gotten back home yet?
Yes, I'm back home now. I've actually been home since last week. It's only been 4 days though, so I'm still feeling so shaky and I'm just tired all of the time.
Yeah. I imagine that pushing a whole child out of your body would probably take it out of you. Actually, I don't have to imagine it at all, really.
Oh, by the way, I heard that you came to visit me in the hospital while I was sleeping. Thank you so much for doing that. I'm sorry that it's taken me until now to say anything, but I really do appreciate you making the effort to see me.
Of course! It's not a problem at all. Actually, it was my son who kept bugging me about wanting to see the baby. But I really wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to be there when my mom was. I just know that she would have something to say to me.
So I guess that you two still haven't really patched things up entirely yet.
We haven't. But can you believe she's really holding on to this grudge just because I had a tiny little affair? She can honestly be such a shrew sometimes. I mean, even my son talks about how he wants to see his grandma. She doesn't realize that she's not just punishing me, she's punishing her grandson too.
Well, I'm sure if you just apologized to your mom and made it clear that you felt bad, that she would happily take you back.
Yeah, but I'm not actually even that bothered by what she's doing. If she wants to act that way, that's up to her. Speaking of affairs, I have to say that your baby doesn't look like my brother one bit.
Oh, you really think so? I think that she has Eric's ears and that his mouth is kind of a similar shape too.
Yeah, I think the baby looks way more like you than she does Eric, which really is just a shame. It's a pretty ugly baby is what I'm trying to get at here.
Excuse me? I'm sorry, I'm not quite sure I understand what you're trying to get at.
Oh, oops! Did I actually just press send on that message? Oopsies! But don't you think that the baby would look so much better if it resembled my brother more? I mean, it's just kind of a waste that the baby has my brother's genes, but none of the good looks that are going to come with that. Instead, she got your plain Jane features.
I think that babies actually change in appearance as they grow up. I'm sure in a few years she's going to start resembling his father in more visible ways.
Well, I certainly hope so. For the baby's sake, that is. I mean, I just feel bad for the fact that you had a little girl and now she's going to have to look like, well, you.
Danny, I'm really not quite sure if you're aware of this, but you are being just a little bit rude to me right now. And I really don't appreciate you saying these kinds of things about my newborn baby.
Oh no, Vanessa, I'm really sorry. I wasn't doing any of this to try and be mean. I guess I've just been sort of stressed, and I have a tendency to bad talk people as a way of relieving that.
Right, I see. Well, just please be more careful with your words in the future.
Of course! Anyways, I bet you must be swamped having to take care of this newborn and keep things around the house tidy, right? Let me know if there is anything that I can do to help out. I was thinking of bringing you some pre-cooked meals in the next couple of days. How does around 2 days from now sound?
Sorry, you want to come over in a couple of days? I just really don't know if I'm up for that physically, and the whole house is still a huge mess.
Well, I can do some cleaning for you then. I want to help.
I understand that, but don't you have work that you'll have to be at anyways?
Work? No, I don't have any work. I don't even have a job.
Wait, what? You mean that you haven't been working at all since you and your husband got a divorce?
Yeah, pretty much. I've been out of work ever since I took custody over my son. But that doesn't stop my ex-husband from still trying to tell me how to live my life.
But then what do you do to get by? Where does your money come from, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, I still get child support payments, and I'll usually just make up some excuse for why I need more money some months, and I usually get my way. Basically, even though we're divorced, I still get to live off my ex-husband.
I see. And that's something that you want to continue to do.
You bet it is! Anyways, my little boy won't stop talking about how he wants to see the baby again. So, that's another reason why I want to come over soon. By the way, did you and Eric decide on a name for her?
Yeah, we were going to call her Violet, actually.
Violet! That's such a lovely name. Thank goodness you didn't go with something ridiculous like some comic book character or something like that.
Well, Eric and I agreed that we wanted to put a lot of thought into what her name would be, so we spent a long time deciding. And when we talked about Violet, it was like something clicked inside of us.
Well, I'm glad that you two had such an easy time coming up with a name. Because have you heard of some of the crazy names that people come up with for their kids? I hear the names of some of the kids at my son's schools, and I just have to ask myself what on earth they were thinking.
Oh, really? Are there some pretty weird ones there?
Oh yeah, I'll tell you all about it when I see you in a couple of days, okay? If you could just get some snacks and juice for Ike, that would be great.
Wait, no. Sorry, Danny. I thought I said that I wouldn't be able to see you then. We might just have to reschedule until I'm feeling better.
No, sorry, I think you misunderstood. I said that I was going to go over to help you, okay? Don't worry, I have plenty of experience being a mom. You'll be in good hands. Just leave it all to me.
Danny, do you have any idea what you've done? What is the matter with you? I seriously don't even know what to say right now. You weren't invited and you showed up to our house anyway, and then you just proceed to really screw things up.
What are you talking about? All I did was go to visit my sister-in-law. Is that really so bad?
Vanessa told you that she didn't want to see you and that she would tell you when she was feeling better. But then you decided to show up and then demanded that Vanessa take Ike to the bathroom right away?
Well, what else was I supposed to do? Ike said that he really had to go and I didn't want him to pee himself.
But you continued to stay at the house even after he had finished using the bathroom. Why didn't you leave after that?
Well, it was just so hot outside that I thought we might stay for a little while and cool off. Why are you being like this, Eric? I don't get it. Did you want my son to overheat or something like that?
I'm not really worried about your son, to be perfectly honest. The only thing I'm worried about is Vanessa and Violet.
You're being such a huge jerk to me right now. Do you even realize that?
You're acting like I don't have a good reason to be furious with you. Your son ran out of the bathroom with dirty toilet water all over his hands and got it all over Vanessa and the baby. You should have been keeping a better eye on your kid and stopping him from doing all that. Vanessa told me that there was a huge mess to clean up with the dirty water all over the floor. Do you think that's a healthy environment for a newborn to be raised in?
Wait a second. I don't get what you're trying to say. I mean, I wasn't the one who made the mess. It was my son.
Are you kidding me? Do you really not take responsibility as the parent as well? Ike literally snuck up behind Vanessa and dumped the dirty water all over her head.
Well, then that's her fault for not paying better attention to her surroundings.
Except for the fact that Ike did it with a bucket. What did he even get a bucket in the first place, huh? I think that you told him to dump the dirty water on Vanessa.
You really do have a wild imagination. Do you know that, bro? But I think you just need to calm down. I mean, all it was a harmless prank. It's not like a little water ever hurt anyone.
We're talking about soiled water straight from the toilet bowl.
Well, you really should have seen Vanessa's face when it happened. I mean, she's never been much to look at anyways, but covered in all that nastiness, I didn't know whether to laugh or cry out of pity.
I don't even know how to respond to any of that.
What do you mean? It's not like I did anything wrong. It was just a little prank is all. It's no big deal.
You do realize that Vanessa was the last friend you had, right? Your other friends and even our parents got sick of you acting without any consideration for others, and Vanessa was the only one patient enough to tolerate you.
So what? You think that makes her better than me or something? You can't just talk down to me like this. You think it's fair that my life blows up just because I got caught having an affair? That's not fair at all.
You really are such a selfish person. I don't even know why I bother talking to you sometimes. So you really don't care at all what you've done to this last person who was willing to talk to you, huh?
I already told you that none of this is my fault. My son went a little crazy and your wife just wasn't paying any attention. That's it. If anything, you should be mad at your wife. She got so mad at me that it made the baby cry. Have you talked to her about that?
I think that Vanessa is well within her right to be mad at you, and I'm sure the baby was already crying when it had water dumped on it. How can you not even admit a little bit of responsibility over this?
Okay, fine. I guess I'm the worst person in the world for doing this. Is that what you're trying to say? It's not like I killed anyone.
You really are a piece of work, you know that?
Maybe you should be focusing more on your wife and kid and less on being mad at me. You know how filthy that water probably was? You better make sure that nothing happens to the two of them. That would be just awful. Vanessa, are you there? Please, you have to help me. I'm begging you. My mom showed up to my house unannounced and just took Ike away from me. She told me that my ex-husband had been granted custody and that she was going to take Ike to his dad. Please, you have to do something to help me. I'm sure they're all at my parents' place. You have to take me there.
That is not going to happen, Danny.
Don't tell me that you're still mad about the little water fight that we had. It was just my son playing with some water. It's really not that bad.
I'm sure that you and Eric already talked about this, but you knew that Ike was going to do that to me, didn't you?
I didn't know anything. You all need to quit blaming me and take some responsibility for yourselves.
I don't believe a single word that you're saying to me at all. I know that being a single mother must be difficult, but it was clear just from the way you behaved in my house that you were doing nothing to raise Ike properly.
What are you talking about? What did you do?
Well, I told your mom about the toilet water incident and that both Eric and I are sure you had something to do with it. I mean, Ike never used to act like this at all until maybe about 6 months ago. Then it was like a switch was flipped and he started to act out.
Well, that's just because it's summer now and he gets really crazy when it gets hot. That's it, I swear.
You know, after you told me that you would quit your job, I passed that news along to your mom and she hired a private investigator to watch you.
Wait a second. Are you telling me that this is all your fault? You're the reason why my son was taken away from me? I thought I could trust you. I thought that we were friends.
I thought that I could trust you too, but clearly I was wrong about that. But I just couldn't sit by and watch as you manipulated your son into acting out and getting up to all kinds of mischief. Do you even use a single cent of the child support money you get on your son? Because we called your ex about this and he was shocked at what was happening with his son.
Wait a second. You called Paul and told him about what was going on?
That's right. So he knows about all of this as well.
How dare you! You had no right to do something like that! I'm sorry about the water, but you were taking things way too far. Now he'll have the completely wrong idea about me.
Well, it's too late for me to do anything about it now. And Paul also saw the reports that the PI compiled about you.
Please, you don't understand. Being a single mother is really hard. I just needed a break. Some me time. You can understand that, right?
I think it's been more than just a little break. The PI even went to go ask about Ike at his school and the teachers reported that he was always showing up in dirty clothes and smelled bad. You weren't even bathing him.
Please, you have to try to understand. It's really, really hard for me. You just don't get it.
I'm not the one you should be apologizing to. You need to apologize to Paul and Ike for all that you've put them through.
But why do I have to lose my son over this? It doesn't make any sense at all. Please, you can't do this to me.
If you couldn't handle raising him on your own in the first place, then you shouldn't have pursued custody over Ike. You should have just let Paul have him. He's clearly more capable of raising Ike than you ever were.
No, don't do this to me. Don't take my son away from me, please. I thought that I could trust you. I thought that we were friends, Vanessa. You wouldn't want your child taken away from you, would you? You just have to imagine that to even begin to understand what you're putting me through.
I promise you that I do not take any joy in what is happening at all. But I think that you just want to keep Ike so that you don't lose the child support money. But you are getting $2,500 from Paul every single month. And instead of spending it on Ike, you used it all for yourself. On top of that, you refused to get a job precisely because you're getting this money.
Okay, you're right. I understand now. I'll go and get a job, and I promise to raise Ike right. Just please, talk to my mom and tell her that she can't do this. I need you to do that for me. I promise that I'll never, ever let Ike run crazy, and I'll teach him manners, and I won't even make him pull any nasty pranks ever again. You're the only one that I have left.
You're almost right. I was the only one you had left. I tried too hard to be nice and kind and understanding, and you spit it all back in my face. I'm sorry, but I just don't want anything to do with you ever again.
Please don't do this to me. I'm really, really sorry. I swear it. I was so jealous of how happy you seemed. Why did you get to be married and have a kid while I have to be a single mother? But I'll apologize for everything. I swear. I never meant for things to go like this.
I'm sorry, but now that I'm a mother, I understand that the child has to come first. And Ike is clearly in the wrong place with you.
But I won't have anyone left if you don't talk to me. Please. I'll be all alone. I need you to help me, Vanessa. You don't really want to do this.
You're right. I don't want to do this. But part of being a parent is knowing the difference between what you want to do and what you need to do. And you clearly haven't learned that lesson. After that, Danny tried calling me and her mom over and over again, begging for us to return Ike. The one thing she never did was actually come over to the house and try to get him back. Meanwhile, we waited at the house for a social worker to come by and explain to us and Ike what would happen next. It was decided that Ike would go to live with his father. The social worker also told us that this would mean that Paul could stop paying Danny child support. Meanwhile, Danny packed up her bags and disappeared overnight. There was no note or trace of her, just some of her clothes and a suitcase missing. We never, ever heard from her again. Ike went to go and live with his father, and although I heard it was a rocky start, the two of them seem to be getting along famously now. We go over to visit Paul and Ike every now and then, and the last time we went, Ike even apologized for the water incident. He admitted that his mom had told him to do it, and said that she thought I would have found it really funny. He had no idea what he was doing. It made me happy to see that Ike was returning to his polite self under the care of his dad. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.